What's up, Viber TV in the building, man. We here, man. We got J ADDO, the one and only, man, himself, man. How you been feeling, man?
Feeling good, man. Feeling blessed, man. How are you?
I'm feeling good myself, man. You know, how's everything been coming along lately, man?
Everything been good. It's been in one of those monumental years. I feel like a lot of things have been, obviously L's come with it, but it's been a lot of, way more wins than losses, so I can't complain too much, man. I've just been doing the work, and the blessings been overflowing, man. I can't complain.
Man, that's amazing to see, man. I've been seeing you definitely being on a consistent base, you know. So, you know, I would say like what, you know, ending 2022, leading into 2023, you know, what kind of curve do you feel that kind of gave you that jump and kind of that motivation, you know, to expose it here?
So I feel like in 22, I feel like I took a lot of major steps and like, especially like show-wise. But I think when I went to Ghana, West Africa, so I feel like when I went to Ghana, that opened my eyes to like being way more motivated in a sense, because, you know, just seeing the kids, seeing where I came from, where my parents came from, just seeing that, and I was like, all right, I gotta step it up a notch. 23, I know I did good in 22, but 23 gotta be a whole nother level of consistency, dedication, sacrifice, and I feel like I've been on a great tear this year, man. I just gotta keep it going.
Definitely.
Next year, yeah.
You mentioned an interesting point saying, you went back to Ghana. Just, you know, how important do you feel it is for artists to kind of highlight their hometown and kind of going back home and kind of showing, you know, what could be possible for the youth
Very
back home?
Very important, because once you go to a place like Ghana or Africa, you run into a lot of kids, adults that they don't have it like you have it in America. So it's humbling. It's a great experience, and you also making them feel good in a sense too. Like, I did a lot of community work over there, also did shows, but I'm gonna be honest, beyond the shows, I think most importantly was the community work that I did. I feel like seeing those kids happy, running around with those kids. I gave one of my gold rings up, and I actually gave them one of the kids a watch. So just doing that, seeing how fun and happy they were to have someone that was there, that's one of them, of course, but just someone that's on the other side of the, I guess, the continent in a sense, but just giving them that motivation, I feel like it's just super important, and it's very, very important to know where you came from, and knowing that humble beginnings, and knowing where you came from and things like that.
That's a great point to hear. You know, so you were born in Ghana, right?
I was born in here, but my parents are from Ghana.
Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah, that's amazing, man. That's nice to hear, man. Hey, I seen you was you know, Wale a few days ago. I mean, was it last night? Yeah, how was that connection like, man?
That was cool, man. So yeah, that's my first time ever meeting Wale, man. I know a lot of his team and his family and his cousins, so them just be calling me, letting me know, yo, I'm gonna get you on the list to come to the Kennedy Center, man. First thing first, that was amazing. So congrats to Wale on being the first artist at the Kennedy Center to sell it out, and also just being a part of that culture. I was very inspired. I think I was telling you off camera, I was very inspired by it, because once again, he's someone like us. He's an artist like us. Just seeing people break barriers and understanding that we all got the same 24 hours. So if you do the work, you do the grind, you do the effort, you can sell out the Kennedy Center, you can sell out the Fillmore, you can sell out wherever you want to sell out. You just got to do the work. So just being a part of that team, a part of that culture, seeing how they operate, it just opened my eyes. But like I was telling you earlier, man, I felt like I was excited, but once again, I knew I belonged to be there, being around all those people that are doing their thing and legends in a sense. So just being around that was like, I know I belong, you know? Yeah,
definitely. And that's important, just knowing, you know, where you're coming from, where you're going, and where you're at, you know? Understanding that is very important, I think, for the, you know, for the long-term run, you know?
Sure.
So, you know, that's kind of great to have that understanding. You know, you've been around making music for some good time. You know, I definitely seen, you know. So it goes to that not giving up, and that, you know, that keep pushing up is there, man. I seen you a video you did with Fat Trel way back about like 10, 11 years ago, man.
I saw it the other day too, man. I saw him at the Kansas. He said, "ADDO." I said, "Damn, I ain't seen you since I was 19, man."
Dang, man. So take us back to that video, man. What was your?
That was my first, I would say major like DMV video in a sense. I was 19 when I made that video. Just Fat Trel at that time, he was on a super tear. Like, that was when people were really discovering who he was. So just working with him, being a part of that culture, being with him, I think it was great, man. That was one of like my jump starts to like my career in a sense, you know, because, you know, we're all on Twitter, we're all on social media and things like that. So when people saw that, whether they liked it or not, they was like, okay, there's somebody named J ADDO that's working, so you got to be at least on notice, you know. So doing that was big for me, big for my community, especially people that know Fat Trel. And I was like, oh, you work at Fat Trel? Everybody was excited. Like, everybody I know was just excited to see that happen. But once again, I was so young, man. I was so young. I didn't know nothing about the music game, no business, how to make money. I was just like, look, I'm working with Fat Trel. So I was excited, and it was just a history in the books for me.
That's fact. And looking up to now, you guys are both still, you know, doing your thing, which is pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
You know, So as far as, you know, just having the new news, you know, congratulations on, you know, being the first, you know, we said is an Afro artist, you know, they said an Afro artist, you know, for the Washington Wizards, you know, congratulations on that, you know, definitely big congrats. You know, how was that, how was your feelings and emotions like, you know, hearing that as far as just news?
Man, one thing I tell you, man, this year has been a year of just super blessings and things just been cooking in our favor, you know, in a sense. So the Wizards, that's actually funny. There's actually funny story behind that. We got the email, but we actually thought it was a spam. I'm gonna be real. I was like, Wizards random, you know, people getting hacked every day. So we saw it, and I was like, yo, my manager said, yo, the Wizards reached out. I looked at it, I was like, we'll check it out. Then we looked, so they reached out. It was really the Wizards, you know. So they reached out. They was like, hey, you know, we see you doing your thing for the culture and things like that. So when they reached out, it was like, okay, got on that. We was actually the first artist to perform at their DMV Wizards block party, like you said earlier. So that was crazy, just being a part of that, being the first to do that. Is like, yo, this is a whole NBA team that's reaching out to you to work with them, you know. So just doing that was great. I killed it, man. The house, people went crazy that day. I was very excited. Then they hit me with a surprise. So I was going to the game, I know, but they actually had me go to the game, but they actually had a customized Wizard jersey for me that said J ADDO on the back. So they brought the camera, they put me on the Jumbotron. It was like, yo, J ADDO, Silver Spring, da-da-da. So everybody was clapping, going crazy, man. It was like, I almost shed a tear, I'm not gonna lie, because some things you really can't take for granted. It's like, yo, these are big time national NBA national platforms that are reaching out to you. So you know you're doing something right, you're moving right, no gimmicks, no craziness, you ain't dissing nobody to get lit. You're like, yo, you're really doing the work, consistency. So whether they like it or not, they have to respect it. So I'm just on that verge where it's like the things that are going on this year between like Fox, ABC, CBS, you know, Wizards, like we said, Washington Post, so many things I can name. It's like you're doing the work, you know. So when you do the work, good things happen. So I'm grateful, man.
Blessed to be grateful, man. Would you meet any players, like, you know, that you?
Not yet. So can't spoil that yet, but we got some things in the works with the players. So I think that's going to happen real soon. Can't go into details, obviously, due to contract reasons, but we got good things in the works for sure, I can say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's, you know, great to know that this, you know, is something that's going to be going on in the long term. And then also, once again, it's also a community thing. You know, for being from Maryland, being the Wizards, you know, that makes it even better.
I'm telling you, man.
You know, you got married this year. You know, congratulations on that. You got married. How was that? You know, how was that journey like, man? I know there's a lot of stereotype around artists and, you know, and rappers and, you know, and musicians, you know, kind of not, you know, taking that route, the family route. But like, how did you, you know?
Well, I would keep it really short and spicy. Like, my lady, man, there's a lot of things that wouldn't be done without her. So I feel like people gotta understand, when you have someone on your side that wants to see you win and is here through your wins and losses, it's an extreme blessing. Like, I feel like, you know, with her, I can't lose. She see me in my lows, she see me in my highs, she see me when I had money, didn't have money, back and forth, you know. So having someone on your side, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. So you have someone that's here for you through all your flaws and all, make it happen, get married, you know. I feel like it has something to do with my music, but it doesn't in a sense, because I feel like if you're good at what you do, your outside life doesn't really matter in a sense, because you're good at what you do, you know. So people are gonna show love and do what they gotta do. But she's my biggest supporter, biggest fan, and she's here for me. Like, she don't play about the boy, man. So if you have someone that don't play about you, make it happen, or the next man or the next woman is gonna do that. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, man. So, you know, fashion, you know, I see, you know, you definitely put it on, man. You know what I'm saying? I know, you know, there's people, man, we know the wrong person who can make, you know, that 50K the white t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? The black, I definitely see you put it on though, man. So, you know, talk to the fashion. You've been in a few fashion shows as well. So
man. I feel like fashion is important. Today's a little light, but I feel like in general, fashion is important. Like, I'm literally working with Zara Man right now, so I think that's been a great experience, man, working with that everybody knows Zara's worldwide, so working with them has been a blessing. But as far as fashion, man, I feel like when you first meet somebody, they're looking at your clothes. So it's kind of like you got to look a certain way, look the part. And I feel like if you're in a certain industry, you got to look clean. I'm very big on that. I don't like looking crazy, you know. But I feel like fashion is important, man. I feel like that's your style. That's who you are. That's the first thing we kind of look at when we meet people. So Sometimes you just got, all the time you got to put on that all the time, but a lot of time, unless you go in the grocery store or something, but other than that, put that shit on, man.
You're a first impression type dude.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Planning on doing any more fashion shows later on in the year?
Not so far. I've just been locking in on a lot of community work and the music work, so not so far. But I haven't done one since April, but I'm gonna see what 2024 is in the store for that. We'll see.
Okay, that's nice. Definitely, man. So, you know, as far as just the Montgomery County area, you know, do you feel the Montgomery County area, you know, gets the honest attention it deserves as far as the creative scene, or do you feel like it's more so like on the underrated side of things?
I think it's underrated, but I mean, to give my honest opinion on Montgomery County and just the scene in general, you are what you put in. I feel like if you put the work in, it don't matter if you're from Tyson's Corner. I feel like a lot of people, they try to use excuses and be like, oh, I'm from so-and-so, I'm from Waldorf, or I'm from Accokeek, nobody knows me. It's on you. Social media makes the world small, wherever you're from. So I feel like, as far as Montgomery County, yes, it's underrated, of course, but to answer your question, if you put that work in wherever you're from, nobody's gonna care. You just gotta put that work in, you know, to be my opinion. But Montgomery County is underrated for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But don't use where you're from as an excuse. I don't care if you're from wherever. I don't care if you're from Alaska. Put the work in. We're gonna find out about you. Simple as that.
Nah, I was gonna say, like, man, give some local artists some shout outs, man. Montgomery artists doing their thing out here, man.
Oh, yeah. Montgomery County artists?
Yeah.
Okay, well, everybody know I like Boo. That's my boy. Boo's a rapper. B-O-U. Nas B, my boy right there. Young killer right there. He been going crazy. Montgomery County wise, man. I hate my own people. Shout out to Nas B. Shout out to Boo. Shout out to my boy Quest. He's a rapper too as well. He's a good guy. You gotta check out too. Montgomery County. I'm gonna look back at this video and be like, dang, I forgot that person. Child. I'm telling you. Shout out Nasby, Boo, and my boy Quest, man. If I forgot you, I apologize. I'm gonna be like, damn, I forgot. Whoa, that person. Damn, I forgot. It's all good.
With social media, you know, being such an important part of our lives, daily lives, you know, do you feel like that's changed the term of the modern woman, or do you feel like modern woman is still a thing, but social media kind of takes that away from us?
Modern woman, you said?
Yeah, like, you know how they used to say the modern woman, the cook clean kind of thing, you know? So what do you feel like that's still a thing, or do you feel like social media kind of took that reality in that?
Well, I mean, social media, you gotta understand, there's a lot more followers than leaders on social media, so people are kind of like following what they hear, or they kind of like, in a sense, I feel like a lot of people do things for show, like gimmicks, and try to go viral. So I feel like we're in a generation where people kind of like try to go viral for the wrong reasons. So I don't think it's changed it, but I feel like I'm big on, I know people personally that they will say some things online, they don't really mean it, but they want a reaction. So I feel like it doesn't really change the modern woman in a sense. I feel like a lot of people just do certain things just to go viral, or just to be funny in a sense, where it's like offline, they don't even move like that. They just trying to tweet something that, okay, I just said this, let me see how many reactions I get, but they don't really feel that way. So I feel like social media is a lot of people do a lot of gimmicky type of things just to get attention, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely. I do definitely feel the same way, you know. I definitely feel like those women definitely still do exist for sure.
Yeah, it's just gimmicks.
Yeah. What's 6 things J ADDO can't live without?
6 things J ADDO can't live without?
Mm-hmm.
Food, music, sexual intercourse, money, my family, and the gym.
The gym.
Health is wealth, man. The gym. I gotta go there. That's my mental health release. Keeps me going. So I think I named 6. Was that 6?
Yeah.
The episode, 6. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
So
interesting, man. Definitely interesting.
Sexual intercourse.
Had to highlight that.
I'm telling you, you ain't heard that when somebody say that before. Sexual intercourse. Yeah.
Nah, facts.
Only one person though.
Mm-hmm. Married man. Definitely. So, you know, the DMV Era, you know, as far as it, you know, being known as like the most Afro R&B area, you know, we want to put that out, you know, out there as the most Afro R&B area, you know. Do you feel like I would say it's it's harder, you know, to make the DMV that, you know, to bring upon that Afro DMV, you know, scene in the DMV, or do you feel like I would say it's easier nowadays?
Well, I would say it's kind of easier nowadays because Afrobeats is so popping right now. I feel like it's the wave for Afrobeats is like insane. So I feel like if you make good music and it's Afrobeats, I think it's gonna make sense for you. But I feel like Afrobeats, obviously in the world, but also DMV, it's like it's the move. We got rappers and singers that have never made Afrobeat songs, like Chris Brown, things like that. And from the DMV, by the way, with Chris Brown, people like that, they on Afrobeats right now, and the songs sound great, you know. So I feel like Afrobeats is a wave that's not gonna die anytime soon. I feel like it's only on the up because Africa in general is on the up. So I feel like Afrobeats is going nowhere. I feel like it's something that it's fun, it's good beat, good music. So it's a good vibe to Afrobeats. You really can't get sad when you listen to Afrobeat songs. It's like it's a good vibe. It don't matter what type of day you had. When you put on an Afrobeat song, you're gonna feel good when you listen to it. To be honest.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, and also artists like R&B artists like Brent Fayez, you know, top album definitely, you know, as far as him being on Apple Music, definitely one of the top albums out there. So, you know, how original do you feel music is nowadays to how it was back days?
Well, how original? Well, I feel like we're in a very sample heavy generation. So I mean, we're trying to bring out the original stuff, but once again, I feel like we're in a lot of copy, monkey see, monkey do generation 2 as well, if I'm being honest. So I feel like the originality is kind of gone in a sense. People kind of like hear one sound and they're like, oh, I want to make a song like that, or hear a beat, they want to rap or sing that certain way. So I feel like originality is still there, but it's definitely lost its touch, to be honest. It's lost its touch.
Definitely, man. Just, you know, it's kind of just, you know, definitely as far as things up kind of thing. Do you feel like there's a lot of, you know, negative traction that, you know, stereotype that, you know, the DMV gets from the outside?
Yeah, because I mean, I know it's negative, but it's also truthful. We live in an area where it's like people hate to see someone get one up on them. Like they blood boils, you know. But places like New York and Atlanta, of course, there's haters there too, but they understand that it's bigger than them. So like they work a lot more than the DMV. DMV's kind of like, oh, if you got a 93.9, I want to get on that too. Or if you got a the competition is like, bro, if we work together, we can make hits. But people are so worried about getting one up, okay, that person did, I want to do it too. But one thing people don't understand, man, and I'm going to use myself as an example. You don't know how many no's a person got before you saw that big yes and that big accomplishment. I feel like we're in a generation where people see something like a highlight online, they're like, oh man, how they do that? Like, I'm gonna use myself an example, like Fox 5. People, if you know, I've been on Fox 5 like 5 times this year. But people don't know, I've sent in the past like 10 emails. I've been telling nobody this online, on camera. I probably sent like 10 emails from 2020 and before. Fox 5 reached out to me in 2023. Mind you, there's like in my email box, sent emails, there's 9-10 emails of me basically talking to myself. I didn't hear nothing from them. But I had to understand that maybe that timing I wasn't ready for. So when I came back and had the Africa and that headline show on Union Stage coming up that January, Fox reached out. I wasn't thinking about Fox. They reached out generally because they saw that, okay, he has something going on. Maybe I didn't have something going on at that moment. So people gotta understand you can't take a lot of things personal in a sense, because sometimes that may not be that time. You same example, Washington Post. I reached out to Washington Post years ago. Just heard from them this year. Your timing may be different, you know, than God's timing in my sense. You know, if you know me, follow me online, I'm big on talking about God. I'm never gonna stop. But I feel like a lot of blessings come from that. So it's all about timing, to be honest.
Okay.